Okay, I'm going to go through this service history folder for my Porsche 911 1979 SC, and I'm going to go through the first folder of stuff right here, which is every MOT from day one. They're going right back. I've got a whole absolute bunch of them here. We're going right back. There's just so many of them here, and I've only got one hand, so it's kind of hard. I know this isn't actually them all. There's other ones there. That's 1983, 1984, 1985, 1986, 1987, 1988, 1989. This goes on and on and on. I'm not going to count for 35 years, but they're all there, every single one of them. Right up to the last UK MOT, which was 2006, but then it was also MOT'd in the south of Ireland up until modern times. And here's the original service book. Okay, that's just the key. Okay, it was first vehicle owners Mr. C. McClatchy, Anaplast Limited, Kyle Road, Irvine, 3rd of May 1979. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stamps. First one is 648 miles. Then we've got 11,768 miles, 27,000 miles, 36,000 miles, 49,000 miles, 57,000 miles, 65,000 miles, 66,000 miles, 67,000 miles, 75,000 miles, 77,000 miles, 78,000 miles, and that's the last stamp it's got. However, I've got tons of other service invoices in the folder, although they didn't stamp the book, but the car was still serviced, so I'm not sure. You could probably still contact the guards that served it from the invoice and get them to stick a stamp on that, but still that's like 13 stamps, which is pretty impressive when it's every few thousand miles. So that's good, and that's the original SC driver's manual. Inside this folder is just literally, you could go on for hours on end going through all of this. It really is one of the most impressive service history folders I have ever seen, and it's all kind of like chronologically ordered, so we can go right back to the very start. I'll kind of just let you see the folder, and inside every single one of those plastic sheaths is like 6 or 7 pages, so it gives you an idea. There's an original Cars of Distinction. Hold on a second. There's like the original Porsche letter from 1979. Just sort of welcoming the new owner, which is kind of cool to have it stamped there. It's kind of cool to get that from you. And there's one letter written, supplied 3rd of May 79 to Mr. C. Michael Leith. Owned car for 1 year, did 13,000 miles until May 1980, went to Ireland till March 1981, did 27,000 miles, sold by Cars of Distinction to Lumley Homes. Mileage October 1st 1982, 29,000. Mileage of May 1983, 30,000 miles. There's another letter from the previous owner. To the best of my knowledge, the mileage of Porsche, that's the registration number, at 30,850 miles is correct at the 27th of the 5th, 83. And there is a receipt from Cars of Distinction Limited. And what is this for? No, it's just like a service, and then the bill was £259. And then there's another letter here from a previous owner. It says, received from Mr. D. Moore the sum of £10,850 in full payment for one Porsche 911 3-litre 911 SC Sport, registration FVY451W. Sold on the understanding that the car has been fully tried, tested and approved by Mr. Moore, and that the registration document will be forwarded to him as soon as it was returned from DVLC Swansea. Signed, Mr. DJ Lee. And that was on the 3rd of the 5th, 1986. Next one Another kind of receipt: sold Porsche to Mr. D. Moore, and to the best of my knowledge, mileage of 50,000 miles is genuine. Owned car since the 6th of the 5th, 85, during which time covered 7,782 miles. Okay, another one. Received from Mr. Smith the sum of £10,252 and full payment for the above vehicle. The vehicle registration documents show my address as 64 Stanley Pool Road, North London. These are all kind of like handwritten, which is kind of cool. This next page is: to whom it may concern, I bought the red car registration SV9196 in 2006 from Stephen Osborne in Worcestershire. When purchased the car before the mark FXY 9115, I owned the car for 7 years, and during that time I have had a wonderful experience and enjoyed every minute of her friendship. I have tried to maintain the car in its original condition. The rear spoiler was removed in 96, which is something I had always considered reinstating, except I prefer the original lines and they're quite hard to source the correct one. I have tried to keep a good record of the car's history, and it has been done by many owners before me over the last 34 years. I wish the new owner the very best of luck with their new car and a fantastic Porsche experience. This next one is a handwritten letter. I confirm that I purchased the Porsche 911 SC Sport registration number FVY451W on the 2nd of May 1986. I owned it for 9 years, during which time it was used as a second car and mainly for sunny weekends. The only trip of any significance the car made was a journey to the Moss Valley in Germany in April 1987, when the car was sold to a Mr. M.J. Smith on the 6th of September 1995. The car had a mileage of 70,628 miles, which to the best of my knowledge is correct. During my ownership with the car, it never once let me down, and still does drive superbly. I hope that whoever shall own the vehicle in the future will still enjoy it as much as I have, and will continue to maintain and care for it. Hopefully the vehicle will continue in use for some years to come. Should any future owner wish to contact me, please feel free to do so. I may even want to buy it back from you. Oh, there's an idea. Having owned it so long, the car will always be a fond memory. Mr. D.P. Moore. And here I've got some just like letters for what was that, supply to Mr. C. I'm not sure what that is. It's just like a bunch of stuff. We've just got loads of random receipts here, even going back to 85. I think the earliest receipt there is for £246, and that was in 1984. We've got receipts here for everything 1985, just general servicing, just like new tyres, new battery, oil change, strip down the engine and fit new timing chain and chain tensioners, and that was in 1985. It's just all sorts of stuff. There's actually like an enormous amount of service in here. It's just all sorts of like servicing, just servicing. Check pads, new brake pads, 1986. So this just goes on and on and on, and it's all these are all Porsche specialists that have worked on this. There's Porsche, official Porsche Centre. What did they do? New bulbs, just basically a service, new blades, wipers, oil change, struts in the luggage compartment. Renault Porsche, carry out 12,000 mile service, clock check and clean brakes. There's an MOT, change engine oil and filter, check brakes, change fuel filter, check and assist time, replace wing mirror and the glass mirror, 1990. There's another service, change oil and filter, 1982. Renault Porsche again. This is just all the old MOT checklist things. Power garage, what did they get done? I'm not quite sure. Oil change. And this one's for 1995. Power Porsche. That's just a whole lot of like servicing, just for like oil, checked car over, checked shock absorbers, fitted short shift kit, fitted shark fins, road tested car, oil, filter change. This is just all, I mean, this is absolutely quite an insane amount of servicing. These are just some parts: polished hubcaps, set, split wheel balancing, more. It's just like, I mean, it's going to take me all day to really pull all these receipts out of this and go through this. It's just Paragon Porsche. Yeah, Paragon Porsche, just another service. And Paragon are quite a well renowned. Classic editions. Let me see, there's more stuff there. HR1 is another service. HR1. Another service. Euro Porsche. Like, this is just pretty much insane. This video will last about 4.5 hours if I'm to read all this out and go through all this. This is just quite amazing. There's one new heat exchanger, new exhaust for Euro Porsche. There's another Paragon for a new key. Design 911. There's another old UK test certificate. There's a HPI check just to see that the car had never been in an accident. There's more servicing, more parts, more servicing. There's Paragon again, what did they do? I think they did Paragon did a gearbox rebuild in it. And a service, 12,000 mile service. And to tell you the truth, some of these receipts in here are for like £2 grand, £3. They're really expensive. There's nowhere in Design 911, new exhaust, at another stage of its life. Okay, some more for just spare parts. There's just brake calipers. There's another service: oil filter, plugs, engine oil, brake pads, screen wash, headlamp, standard labour, £780. There's a Porsche shop. There's a £1,115. That was just for servicing and all sorts of stuff. Repairs to the sunroof. Well, this is endless. I hope you get the sort of, there's new tyres, another service, Euro parts, new bumper bellows, nuts, new horn assembly, oil and filter, no oil change. This car's had a lot of oil changes. And there's just like a letter of authenticity from Porsche to say that this is the car it is, this is the VIN number. They were originally manufactured by Porsche in Germany and stuff like that. And there's another bill there for a new battery and all that stuff. And then here we've got just loads of all the old tax discs. There's like a ton of those there. And then over here we've got the original little booklets, Porsche service. Just loads of stuff like old logbooks. Auto link, and there's an old logbook in there, I think, and then that's the original driver's manual. So that's it. Pretty comprehensive history. You're not going to get anything much better than that. It's going to take me like an hour to really read through all that, so hope you enjoy it.